Dear students, now we come to head and tail functions. Okay, second part of we are doing operations, okay, on series object. So second part is head and tail function, page number 20. Okay, so this is the screen. This is, you can see here the syntax are there, that of head and tail function. N argument it takes. Okay, if no argument is passed, it says that it will be, only for, that is, head function will take first 5 rows and tail function will take first, that is, last 5 rows. Okay, so that is your head and tail function. Okay, so this way you can see this is the obj object created. All right, then head function in your book, they are working in Spider. Okay, if you have got PC or if you have got that is laptop, you can work in net based editor, that is a net based program for Python programming, that is Spider. You can work in that. So they have done this, obj.head, you must have seen it works. All right, then first 5 rows are picked up. obj.head 7, first 7 rows are picked up, 0 to 6. Okay, then obj.tail, last 5 rows are picked up and displayed. Okay, then you can see here obj.tail, that is 7, last 7th rows are picked up. Okay, so this is all about it. Now I'll show you the next step, that is on my screen how I have done. You can see here, this is obj object created, import statements. Obj object is created with these values. All right, now it comes to obj object is displayed. Okay, obj object is displayed. All right, now head function, when I did for obj, it did not work here. Okay, on this the Python programming which you are using, obj head 7, it surely worked. Okay, so I'll show you next one, head 7, it worked. All right, it worked. All right, then tail function worked, last 5 it picked up, then tail, last 7 also it picked up. All right, then we come to the next one, that is this one is your program. All right, this one, example 16, series object tr data. It consists of 2500 rows of data. I have not done these many 2500. I have done that is 500 rows. Okay, I have created. Okay, and you are supposed to write a program to print the following. What is that following? It is to print first 100 rows of the data and last 5 rows of the data. This is the solution. They have not created, I have created it. I'll show you. Okay, so this is it. This is my program. What I have done, I have created a series np.arrange function I have made use of. Okay, that of the arrays. Okay, that's why you need to import arrays also. Okay, 1 to 1000 with the gap of 2, so 500 values. Okay, with that my tr data is created. Now tr data's head is 100 I passed, and tr data's only tail function, so last 5 it will pick up. Okay, I am now showing you the output. Okay, now see here, this is my whole of the series. It doesn't show. This is my series created. In between there is dots are there, all first that is 4, and then last 5 are displayed. Okay, length is 500. Okay, 500 items, 500 rows. Data type is int 32. Okay, now when I did that one, that is first 100 rows are to be picked up, they are also all 100 not shown. This way you can see here, that is they are shown 0 first 5, then last 5. Okay, and length is 100. All right, now the next one I'll show you. Next one, you can see here, this is last tail function that shows last 5. Okay, so these are last 5 and these are first 100 rows. Okay, so this is, students, vector operation on series object, page number is 20, that of your book. Vector operation means each element, on each element of series object, some mathematical operation will be performed. It is called vector operation when each element is considered for some type of operation. Okay, then I come to the next screen. You can see here, next screen is this one. All right, now you can see here OB2 plus 2. So you can see that is here this one. Okay, you see 1.50 is got added with 2, 12.75 got added with 2. Okay, same way, that is 24 got added with 2. Now second one, that is OB2 into 3. Alright, you can see here 1.50 is multiplied by 3. Alright, then the next one is, you can see here this is OB2 greater than 15, means each element will be checked whether it is greater than 15. 1.50 is not greater than 15, so false. That is 12.75 not greater than 15, that's why false. Okay, but you can see here third one is 24, the value is 24, 24 is greater than 15, that's why true. Okay, so this way on each element this operation will be performed. Okay, then we come to the next, that is this one, that is OB2 raised to 2. OB2 raised to 2, each element 1.50 into 1.50. 1.50 is squared, 12.75 is squared, 24 is squared, this way. Okay, so this is it. Now you see, we will see next screen, that is my program. Okay, this is my program. You can see here my program, import I have done. Alright, I have created this object. Okay, this is series object I have created. Together also I will show you this series object created. Alright, this is it if you want to create it. Alright, then you see only OB2 is printed, then OB2 plus 2, OB2 into 3, OB2 greater than 15, OB2 raised to 2, and then at the end OB8 is printed. This is my program. Okay, now I will show you the output. This is the output. Okay, this one is OB2. Okay, the series object itself. Alright, then this one is OB2 into OB2, OB2 plus 2. Okay, then this one is OB2 into 3. Alright, then this one is OB2 greater than 15 or not. Okay, and this one, the last one is this one, last one is OB8. OB8. Okay, students, arithmetics on series object, page 21. You can see here, I will just show you what it does is here, this part. Okay, and this part. Okay, I'll show you. That is, you see, there is difference between vectorized operation on series object and arithmetics on series objects. In vectorized operation, there is only one series object. On each element, mathematical operation is performed. Arithmetics on series objects, you see, there are more than one series objects and they interact with each other. Now you can see this is OB1, OB1, OB2, OB3, OB4, OB5. What is, you see, this point, I will just tell you this one, this point. Okay, that is this one. Okay, the operation is performed only on those series objects which have got similar or matching indices. Okay, so you can see here this one, that is object obj1 and you can see here OBJ1 and OBJ3. They have got similar indices. Okay, so on them operation can be performed. Same way OBJ2, okay, and then OBJ5, okay, has got similar indices, so operation can be performed on them. Okay, so now we come to the next. This is the operation. OB1 into OB3. You can see here each element of OB1 is, you see, multiplied by each element of OB3. OB1 divided by OB3, each element of OB1 is divided by each element of OB3. You see, as per the indexing, means 0th element is multiplied by 0th element of OB3, 0th element of OB1 is divided by 0th element of OB3, this way. Okay, then OB2 plus OB5, so 0th element of OB2 is, it has got added with 0th element of OB5. Okay, so this is it. All right, this one is the same. Okay, that's why I have not taken it in the picture. Okay, now we come to the next one. All right, next is, now this is my program. Okay, you can see here these are the series objects created on, okay, this coding you can make use of. All right, for creating this program. All right, the different ways I have created the objects. All right, this is my program. Now output of the program, you see OB1 and OB2, they are the same as your book. All right, then OB3, OB4, same as per your book. Then you see OB5. All right, this is OB5 of your book. All right, OB5. All right, now one more thing I want to tell you. I'll go back to the screens. You see, this is my program. You see, I have used here \n. Okay, \n is to change the line, means OB1 will be printed and then whole of the OB1 series object will be printed in the next line. Okay, for that I have used \n. All right, now we go to, these are all the objects created. Now the operation, you see OB1 is multiplied by OB3, so OB1 0th element's value is multiplied by OB3 0th element's value. Okay, so on and so forth. Okay, then OB1 divided by OB3, OB1 0th element's value is divided by OB3 0th element's value. Okay, OB1 0th element value is 1.85, it is divided by OB3's 0th element value 2.75. this you can confirm from the book. Okay, and that's why the result is 0.672727. Okay, now OB2, okay, OB2 plus OB5. OB2 and OB5, you can look at the that is book, and you can see OB2 has got indices ABC, okay, ABCDE, and OB5 also has got indices ABCDE. Since the indices are same, that's why mathematical operation can be performed on them. Okay, then this is the OB2's 0th element is got added up with OB2's, not 0th, I'm sorry, A index element is got added up with OB5's A index element. Okay, then we come to the next, that is, you see here, that is, now what I have done is I have reduced the elements of which object, which series object, OB1. Okay, I have reduced the elements. Okay, only 3 elements. Okay, now you see, means you see that OB1 has got only now indices 0, 1, 2. Okay, only 3 elements are there, 0, 1, 2 indices. Okay, now we will see next the output. When OB1 has got only 0, 1, 2 indices, then indice number 3 and 4, the result is what? Result is NaN. Okay, same way you see that here for this operation, okay, for this operation also, that is OB1 into OB3. Okay, so what is this? 3 and 4, 3 and 4. Okay, result is NaN. Okay, so this way it is. All right, now your book says